back, slot right, Branch inside. Bradshaw, Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Casper grabbing the ball. It is on the fumble. Casper is recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does.
Welcome to the Ladies of Darkness, a member of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network.
Brought to you by Dan at DC4L Custom Tees, and also be sure to check out the writings of our amazing Andrea Trask at silverandblacktoday.com. Speaking of Dan at DC4L, he made one of the coolest shirts I've seen. At the end of the game, Carr wrote on the wall at the stadium, and Dan copied it onto a shirt, handwriting and all.
That
have
is
you
awesome.
Seen that?
I have.
Yes, it is. Check it out on the tweeter.
On the tweeter.
On the tweeter at DC4L Custom Tees.
All right. Well, I say we just get right into the game because I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yay!
We've got some ghosts joining us today, so if you hear any weird noises, that's what it is.
If you hear any specific sounds, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready? Let's do some team news.
I want better execution. Are we clear on that? I want better fucking execution.
All right, team news. The Raiders opened up Allegiant Stadium, the Death Star, with a 34-24 victory over the Saints on Monday night. We started off playing horrendous, but ended up pulling it together for the last 3 quarters. Derek Carr looked good other than the first quarter, and went 28 for 38 for 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. 2 weeks into the season, Carr has 521 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 73.5 completion percentage. Damn.
Where them haters at?
That's my boy. I don't know. They're pretty quiet right now.
I haven't
They'll
heard.
come out of the woodwork.
I haven't heard a whole lot from them lately. So, what? What?
Their heads are buried in the sand.
That's okay. I would rather that than have them be right.
Yes. Well, they're never right, but whatever. Carr makes mistakes. He played like shit part of the game, and I was terrified, and I was like, there's no way we're winning this game. And you know what? We won the game.
Exactly.
What do I know? Yeah. Josh Jacobs contributed 88 rushing yards on 27 carries and added 17 receiving yards on 3 receptions. He didn't impress me quite as much as he did in the week prior, but we were playing a better defense than we were before. So there's that.
There is that. And I do want to interject really quick here because I think what's important to remember is Carr had 11 targets this week. He targeted 11 different players. And I mean, that's going to invariably give you a little less yardage, but I'm sure Josh is perfectly fine with it.
For real. He just is my number 1 scorer on fantasy, but not this week or last week. I should say.
Okay, well, I understand your frustration then.
If we're not worrying about fantasy, then whatever. We won. I won fantasy and the Raiders game, so I'm happy. Darren Waller had an amazing game with 12 receptions for 103 yards and a TD.
Woo!
He is the one that got me fantasy points last week.
I think we should make an executive decision to call him Darren Baller from now on.
Hell yeah!
Because he's a baller.
Hell yeah! So last week, he blah blah blah. Josh Jacobs scored 10.5 points. He scored me 32 points the first week, and then the second week, he scored 10 points. But Waller in the second week scored 16.5. And you know what? Daniel Carson scored me 12 motherfucking points. 12 points.
Daniel Carlson is a monster, a monstrous monster, and I am here for all of it.
He's my number one boy this year.
Word.
Sorry. I don't mean that at all. No, I kind of mean it. Anywho.
Is Mark going to get jealous?
Oh my gosh. Last week, after he listened to the show, he's like, you sounded like you were having an orgasm when you were talking about Josh Jacobs. And I was like, I was. Who would it be?
Why
and he
wouldn't
tried to
you?
mimic the noise I made.
Hello.
And he couldn't do it. And it was hilarious.
Nice.
I don't even remember the noise it made, but I'm sure it was gross.
You're always gross, Jenny, and we love you.
I am gross. I appreciate it.
There's nothing wrong with embracing your inner 12-year-old boy.
Well, yeah.
As long as you're not getting in touch with your inner 12-year-old boy.
That sounds really gross.
All right, moving on.
Well, shit. Back to football. In a surprising twist that I wasn't expecting, Alec Ingold caught the first Raiders touchdown in Allegiant Stadium. That was super exciting.
He is a beast. We love him, Alec.
Hell yeah.
You are a perpetual lady killer.
Always. Zay Jones added a beautiful touchdown reception. He's got a cool name, so we're good there.
Oh, and you know what was the best part about Zay Jones' reception? His touchdown.
What?
The celebration dance with the hand sanitizer.
Oh my gosh, that was the best.
Hilarious.
I had to rewind it to show Mark because I think he missed it. Like he looked away for like a second. That was the greatest.
It was so funny. And then somebody, I think Thursday Night Football, one of the teams copied it and did it when they got a touchdown. I think it was Miami. I can't remember which player it was, but anyways.
That's funny.
That was adorbs.
We live in a weird time, man.
We do.
And on to Jalen Richard, or what do they call him on TV? They call him some weird-ass fucking name.
Rocket?
No. When they try and say Richard, they say...
Richard.
Richard. Yes, Richard. That just sounds wrong. Anywho, Jalen Richard almost fumbled the game away, but redeemed himself soon after with our only rushing touchdown. Angry and I fired him.
We immediately fired him.
We did. We fired him super hard. And then, like, not that long after, he was rehired.
Sir, we are reinstating your duties.
Yes. You may come back.
He totally earned it, though.
Yes, he did. Nicholas Morrow and Damon Arnett led the defense with 7 tackles each. Morrow added an interception right before the half, which was super exciting. I always love interceptions. I feel like they're the most exciting part of the game.
I'm so glad when we don't have to wait 10 weeks for one. It's awesome.
Right? Yeah. There haven't been that many turnovers. I mean, aside from the terrible Cowboys game. But, I mean, I haven't seen very many turnovers this year. Unless I'm just not watching the right games. But Jonathan Abram gave us a huge scare when he crashed into a camera rig on the sidelines. He was down for a while, but then jumped up and sprinted to the bench. He ended up adding 4 tackles on the night. So when that happened, who was the other guy that ran into that thing?
God, who was it?
He almost got decapitated. I don't remember.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I did you poop? Because I almost pooped. That was a terrible moment in the game.
Terrifying. And I was like, why do they have that so close to the sideline?
I think even the announcers asked that. Why is that there?
Right. But like when the first guy I saw and he moved his head just in time before he got decapitated, but I didn't see Abram at all until they were like, yeah, he's still under there. And I was like, what? No, he got right up. And then he was laying there. I was like, oh my gosh, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then they like tried to help him and he's like, no, I'm fine. And he ran away.
I think he just needed a minute. He was like, God damn it, I'm going to break my neck one of these days.
Yeah,
he had to
that was
absorb the moment and kind of reflect on it. All right, I'm good. And then he runs back to the...
All right.
And
I was like, that thing looks like a giant lawnmower.
It does. What's it doing there? It's not necessary. I'm sure there's a purpose for it, but I didn't immediately see the purpose.
I didn't understand what it was at all. But I'm glad he's okay and everyone's okay.
Yes.
Because that was scary.
Thank God.
Yes. And back to my boy, Daniel Carlson.
Ooh.
Yeah. He had another great night, going 2 for 2 on field goals and 4 for 4 on pats. He kicked a 54-yard field goal to solidify our victory.
Yay! And he got you 11 points? Was that what it was?
Yes.
That is unheard. That is Justin Tucker numbers.
No. He got me 12 points.
12 points. That
Tucker
is
got 16.
crazy. Yeah, but there's not a kicker in the league that regularly gets Justin Tucker numbers. Right. I mean, most of them are single-digit kickers. So, anyways, that was fantastic. And I want to briefly talk about a couple of things because I'm finally into football mode. Finally. It was so hard for me this summer to get into football mode because there's so much crap going on. And we really need football because it is a great uniter. I'll just say that. We love football. Football loves us.
Football is the greatest.
Football doesn't care what you look like, how you dress, how you smell. It loves you anyways. Mm-hmm. And that's love is all you need. Thanks,
and
Beatles.
We love it anyways, even though it smells like shit most of the time.
Yeah. So far, we're doing okay this year. I just wanted to point out some of the things that I have heard about the Raiders after week 2, after this offense failed to sit back in the fourth quarter and lose a game, finally, which is what we saw all year last year. All year, that's what we saw, was fourth quarter, all of a sudden, we didn't have a team on the field anymore. Instead, they decided to take the first quarter off and gear themselves up, get prepared, and then boom, there was a playbook open in John Gruden's hands or in his head, wherever he keeps it. And that sucker was unleashed. Well, everybody has noticed. And here are just some of the adjectives that people have used over the last couple of days to describe this offense. Masterful, scary, dangerous, undervalued, a buzzsaw in the Death Star, and a Ferrari. Those are just some of the adjectives that people like Colin Cowherd and what's his name? The other dude, the old guy, Skip and Shannon. That buzzsaw in the Death Star, that was Skip. I was shocked at that. And actually, I don't watch these shows. I just looked at clips because I wanted to see what they had to say about the Raiders. They were so complimentary, and I don't blame them because we deserved it. We earned it. Our team put up a fantastic game. Our defense. What were we going to say? Go ahead.
I was just at a bar and they had football on the TV and they talked about the Raiders multiple times while I was there, and I was like, yo, this is weird. Like, since we moved to Vegas, they're talking about it all the time.
Right?
I never heard about the Raiders on TV before. Like, they didn't exist.
And what is...
Even when they played well.
What is one thing that everybody says about the Raiders? The league is better when the Raiders are relevant.
Yes.
And that's absolutely true. There's some teams that absolutely need to be in the conversation for this league to be what it always has been, and that's a competition. And those were just some of the things that popped out at me, and I needed to share that because those are adjectives that have not been used by people to describe this team in a very long time. I don't think any of those were even used in our 2016 season, which we're going to get into in a little bit. In a wonderful moment to open up the stadium before the game, Carol Davis, Mrs. Al Davis, lit the Al Davis Memorial Torch for the first time in the stadium. That was very exciting.
It was. It
was
pretty.
I don't like that it's a weird fake flame, but I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
It is what it is. In a show of solidarity, Mark Davis did not attend the game in order to show support for the fans who also couldn't be there. he doesn't think that he should attend games until all the fans can attend games. It's the first game he missed since he was 8 years old in 1963. That's crazy.
That really hit me in the feels, man.
Me too. Our owner he cares. He really does. And I've always known this. It's really been clear to me that he cares. And that should make it pretty blatantly obvious right there.
Mm-hmm. Before they said why he wasn't there, I was like, oh my gosh, what happened?
Yeah. Does he have the COVID?
For real.
Jack's putting in his 2 cents. So during the game, we played without starting right tackle Trent Brown because he's
hold on. He sounds like a cat trying to talk. You know that cat that's like, yes. My Long Johnson. That's Jack.
Oh, that is Jack. He's doing slightly better than the cat, right? I think. Hopefully. I don't know. Anyways, so we played the game without starting right tackle Trent Brown and Nick Kwiatkowski, unfortunately. Brown was still out with his sprained vagina, which they are apparently calling a calf injury. And Kwiatkowski was out with his pectoral injury. I don't know when he's coming back. I hope it's soon, but it was my understanding that he was going to miss probably at least 3 games. During the game, here's another one that sucked. Richie Incognito re-aggravated an Achilles injury and has been placed on injured reserve. John Simpson, however, did a really good job filling in for him. And luckily this year, since, it's the Rona year, IR only lasts 3 weeks. So hopefully in 3 weeks we'll have Richie back. But John Simpson had some really high praise from Coach Gruden and from, some other folks around him. I guess Rodney Hudson and Colton Miller said really good things about him. They were really impressed with how he played, especially going in for the baddest man in the NFL. Let's just be real about it. Off the field, he's Big Winnie the Pooh, but on the field, he will rip your head off. And that's what I love about him. That's okay. So hopefully Richie's back soon, 3 weeks at least, but let's keep our fingers crossed that he's not out. Wide receiver Henry Ruggs, right tackle Trent Brown, and linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski are all out for Sunday's game against the Patriots. I was really disappointed to see that Ruggs was going to be out.
Yeah.
I am scared of that. But
we'll be fine.
Also, here's something that I thought was interesting. During his post-game press conference, John Gruden admitted that he had contracted COVID in July. I wonder if that's where he got the idea to pull his little COVID stunt. That would make total sense. Huh. Interesting. So for me, my money is... for my money, it's I guess, why is he bothering? Why does he have to wear a mask now? But whatever. Anyways, moving on. After the game, Gruden and Sean Payton were both fined $100,000 for the little mask stunt. And both of the teams were fined an additional $250,000. Seriously, bro.
That, my dear, is a total of $700,000.
For one game. I do believe that covers quite a bit of the missing revenue from fans not being in the stands. Just saying. I'm putting that out there. Just a thought. Okay, so I want to talk to you about some of the differences I see between this team and the 2016 Raiders when we last visited the playoffs. In 2016, we had a team that did a great job of scrapping back and winning a game. And that was primarily due to the effort of one Mr. Derek Carr. There was a reason that he still got 5 MVP votes even after he broke his leg, and he couldn't finish the season. But the rest of our team was nonsense. Garbage. It was trash. And this team that I see on the field right now, regardless of the ranking of the defense, is head and shoulders better than what we saw in 2016. Not only because we've added Henry Ruggs, the fastest man in the draft, we've added Darren Waller, we've beefed up that O-line to be one of the best, I'll just be conservative, one of the best in the league. We have probably the best running back that's come out of the last 3 or 4 drafts. No disrespect to Saquon Barkley, but Josh Jacobs is special. And
yes.
we have more on a defense than we had in the last 4 years. We have more pieces that actually contribute. Now, what I would like to say is that this is still due to one man, Derek Carr. And let me tell you why. I'm going to get so much hate mail for that. This man is pissed off and he's annoyed and he's tired of your bullshit. He said that. Mm-hmm. He made that very clear. He didn't say those exact words because he does not say curse words. And that's okay. I don't judge.
Neither do I.
But the way he's going about a game is he's a different man. It's like he finally, something clicked in him. I don't know if he got some psychology, sports psychology done. If he's, done a little bit more soul searching, if he's looked at his numbers aren't bad. His numbers are not terrible. There are a lot of teams in this league that after last year would have taken Derek Carr to start their team.
It is obvious that he's playing a lot less scared than he was the last couple of years.
He's doing things that we have not seen him do on a regular basis. Now, I've said this all along that Derek Carr needs to have confidence. Not just in himself, but in the people that he plays with. And he has not been confident in a wide receiver probably his entire time here. We had two really decent wide receivers in 2016, but they led the league in drops, both of them. How are you confident in a guy like that? How do you expect your team to thrive with a guy like that who's dropped 8 balls in the year? I mean, right. This is ridiculous. We all know that Amari Cooper is a speedster. He's good at running routes. When he gets past you, he'll burn you, and that's great. But he's got to catch the ball first.
Right.
And that seems to be part of the issue. So I'm looking at these guys that he has on the field around him right now, and Derek Carr's got to be feeling like it's Thanksgiving. This is a team that John Gruden wanted to put together. And this is the team that is going to get us further than we had expected, I think.
It took a lot of trial and error to find the right team, and we have that now, I think, and it's amazing to see.
Gruden, go ahead.
And
sorry.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, and I hope I don't get disappointed.
I know. I am cautious about this. And I say every year I'm cautiously optimistic. But back in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, we're doing so good. I'm so proud of us. And then game 3 comes around and I'm like, we suck. And right now, even if we lose this game to the Patriots, I'm still confident that this team is something different. There's something special. And I want to think this every year. I do. I get really excited every year. I get excited on the draft like a kid in a candy store. It's Christmas Day. I get up and get to see all my presents. And that's why it pisses me off when people try to leak draft info, because it's like, why don't you just hand me the gifts in a freaking plastic bag and I don't have to open them? That's just boring. Right. That sucks. There is nothing fun about that for kids on Christmas Day. Bullshit. You are the worst Santa ever. So stop trying to drop draft hints. You've been wrong for the first 3 rounds for a few years now. But the point I was trying to get at is John Gruden brought in Mike Mayock for a very specific reason. John Gruden has been panned for his failure to draft solid, very important pieces, the foundation pieces that go on a team. So he did what we knew he did, what any team would have been happy to do. He brought in the best in the game. He brought in the draft guru, and they have spent the last 3 years meticulously picking these guys that they know are going to fit what they want this team to be molded into. And I don't think we're 100% there yet. I think our defense does have a lot of work to do, but I think getting rid of Paul Guenther is a big piece of that. So we'll see what happens. But I do want to say that there was a definite reason that Rod Marinelli was hired in the offseason. So I do believe that we saw a lot more of that on Monday night. So anyways, the 16 Raiders were a fun team to watch. They were exciting, and it was great going in every week thinking, oh my God, we actually have a legit chance to win this. But a lot of those were legit crap teams. So, I mean, if we're being real about it, I think that this year we have played so far Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater is no slouch. He won 5 games for the Saints last year. All 5 games that he started. Yep. And he's a real decent quarterback. He is a very good quarterback. And they have, no question to me, the best running back in the league. Christian McCaffrey is otherworldly. He's you can't even compare him to many people in this world. I mean, he does things that we just don't see on a field, period. Then we went to the Saints with a walk-in Hall of Famer, Drew Brees, and one of the best running backs in the league as well, and Alvin Kamara, and also widely considered one of the better defenses in the entire league. I mean, Derek Carr spent that entire night carving that defense up like turkey dinner. It didn't matter if they were in man, if they were in zone, they were in cover 3, whatever it was. He carved them up and handed them their behinds on a plate with a side of mashed potatoes. So
I like mashed potatoes.
I am so scared. I have to say that I am so scared that this isn't real. I am so frightened that something's going to happen, something bad, because look at the last time we were so excited about it. And then Derek Carr broke his leg. Well, I know.
Oh my gosh,
I'm scared. I gotta say I'm scared.
Didn't happen.
It's frightening.
It's okay to be scared. We're scared every year. I mean, we're the Raiders.
Yeah.
What do you expect? We get super excited. All of us, all Raider fans, we get so excited at the beginning of the year, and then we suck. We are not sucking this year.
I think I'm less scared when I know that it's kind of iffy. Like, I don't get my hopes up too high. I know I put it out there. I'm really excited and all that stuff. And I am really excited. But there's somewhere in my mind that knows that, okay, we're gonna screw it up eventually. And then week 2, 3, 4, whatever. There it is. All right, we suck. We're 4-12, 7-9. All right, doing great. That's awesome. But I'm so scared that this really looks like a real team. And I'm afraid to be confident about thinking that our team is going to win. But we have a chance this weekend.
I wasn't confident last week at all. I picked the Saints to win. I did not think in a million years that we could beat them.
I didn't have any pick'em leagues that I'm in or anything like that. So I didn't pick. I didn't have to pick. But I mean, I really thought
Lucky.
that, there is a big possibility we can win this game. I wrote an article for Silver and Black today that talked about the running attack. So, I mean, we stopped Christian McCaffrey really well. We did a great job handling that man. And if we could do that, there's no Michael Thomas. Drew Brees has a limited amount of targets. I mean, he has more targets than people realize, but Jared Cook got nothing. He saw no action this weekend. Taysom Hill was in for like 1 play. Alvin Kamara did all the receiving and the rushing on the entire team. So my concern was Drew Brees just killing our defense, and our defense stepped up big time. And I am so proud to be a Raider fan. I'm always proud to be a Raider fan, but I'm really excited. And I think this weekend, I mean, let's look at the Patriots for a minute. They're a good team. Let's be real with it.
I am surprised at how well Cam Newton is doing.
I am too, but
in New England.
I
really am.
I knew going in there, either he was going to look like an MVP version of Cam Newton again, or this was going to be a nightmare. And I'm not convinced that it's not still going to be a nightmare, because Cam does a great job sometimes. But if he starts with his behavior that he had at the end of 2015, when he was in the Super Bowl in 2016 and they lost, and he threw a toddler fit in the presser afterwards, Belichick's not going to put up with that. So we'll see how much he's matured. Right. He still wears babushkas to the press conferences after the game. So I mean, that might be just fashion. I don't know, but it's kind of weird, a little strange. So I don't know. I don't know if I buy Cam as an MVP again. You know, I'm not sure yet. I'm not buying it, not quite selling it. We'll see. Confidence is dashed just a little bit because Henry Ruggs is out. But the thing that makes me really confident that we actually have a really good chance to beat the Hoodie in his own stadium is nobody has an answer for Darren Waller right now.
The sleeveless hoodie?
Yeah. Nobody has an answer for Darren Waller. That man is legit. And they are already talking about him being in the conversation for a number 1 tight end. He's already a top 5, top 3, in my opinion, at worst. George Kittle's gone. He's out.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he's out. I forget if he was out for the season or if they had just put him out for a few weeks. But
I don't know.
Waller's going to challenge Travis Kelce, and he's going to step on his face and say, there's a new king in town. I have no doubt about that. And the Patriots just don't have an answer for that on their defense. I don't see it. We have, like we said, Derek Carr threw to 11 different targets last week. They ran some plays that were out. I couldn't even wrap my brain around them. Spider 2Y banana. Yeah, it was in there, of course. And then other things that I'm sure are called Sheila boinking 24/6. I don't know, but the play, Gruden is finally opening his playbook, and the man is intelligent. Skip and Shannon both said that they had underestimated this man, and they are all on board with him now, which is ridiculous to me. I can't even believe that Shannon Sharp specifically, I can't believe that he would actually go to that length and say that. But this is the Gruden we've been waiting for, and I think he has arrived. I really think he has arrived.
Yep, I agree. We were so excited when we got him, and then we were kind of like, is this really what it's going to be like?
What the hell?
Is this what? What is
what's
this
going on here?
People are like, just give it time. Just
Trust
give
the
it
process.
time.
And we did.
Yep. And
here
we are. We're here. We're not going anywhere.
If we can get play out of our offense like we did out of this last weekend, it's going to be hard for the Patriots defense to take us down. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I think we really need to do is we need to contain Cam and make him throw. He is not an elite ball thrower by any means. He is great because of his legs and because of his size. He knows how to throw it around. He knows how to use it, but he can be stopped. The Seattle defense showed that, and Seattle defense is no slouch, but Cam's a big dude, and he is a presence. So I don't know. I feel like we got this, but I'm scared to say that. I'm so scared. Jenny, I'm scared. Hold me.
It's okay to be scared. We got this. We got this. Cam's too cocky.
He is too cocky, and I think Belichick's a little too cocky too. But Belichick had nothing.
Have you seen a stupid Subway commercial?
Yes. The sleeveless hoodie. He had some amazing things to say about Darren Waller too, and he knows that that's going to be his problem. And I think he knows if Ruggs was on the field, Stephon Diggs would be covering him all day. Either that or McCourty, one of the McCourty brothers. I don't know which one. I can't tell them apart. They're twins. But if Ruggs was on the field, that immediately eliminates one of their best DBs. And people are scared of Ruggs. They're scared of his speed. If he breaks away one time, we haven't seen him do it yet. But if he breaks away one time, we are going to see something amazing. I have no question about that. But since he's not there, Waller beat every single thing that Sean Payton threw at him. And I don't see that changing this weekend. I really do not. All right. Now that I have occupied the microphone for a very long time, shall we move on?
I enjoy listening to you talk.
Well, thank you.
Listening to you talk.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, let's do some news outside the nation.
All right.
To satisfy your passing fancy with the rest of the league, here's the news outside the nation.
Whatever.
So the Falcons ended up blowing a 20-point lead and lost to the Cowboys 40-39. That game was hilarious.
I watched
you watch
clips
that
of it.
game?
I was watching Red Zone, so every time it was a lot.
Oh
They were on. Let's just be clear. They were on the screen quite a bit.
It was ridiculous. We turned it off halfway through because it was so bad.
I bet
and
Mark is pissed
Mark
that
was
he
like,
turned
it's
off
over.
the game.
I made him turn it back on because when we were watching another game and I looked and it had like the score and I was like, dude, the Cowboys are catching up. You better put it back. So we put it back and we watched the end and it was crazy. But yeah, I really didn't expect that at all. So that was fun to watch.
Yeah. So the best meme that has ever come out of the Atlanta Falcons is that the Atlanta Falcons blew a 20-point lead. At least something's normal in 2020.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Falcons fans. Anyways, moving on.
There were a ton of injuries around the league last week, like a lot. 49ers, Nick Bosa, that's a huge loss for them. Saquon Barkley, Cortland Sutton of the Broncos, Seahawks, Bruce Irvin. Hey, I know him.
I fart in your general direction.
They're all for the year. Not funny. They're all out with torn ACLs, which sucks for them, especially if you have them in fantasy.
I hope you moved on.
For real. Colts safety Millie Cooker is out for the year with a torn Achilles tendon. That shit sounds like the worst thing ever.
Did you ever see Pet Sematary, the original one?
Like,
that's exactly how I picture it.
When she
and the baby,
exactly. I think that's why I'm so terrified of it.
Yeah, totally.
Ugh. I'd rather break everything in my body than have a torny or a torn Achilles.
Ouch.
Okay.
Sorry.
Moving on.
To this day, I have to say, I still have a hard time dangling my feet over a bed that's got, that's on a lifted frame.
Right? Yeah, you have to stand on it and jump like 4 feet. So the thing
the floor is lava.
You don't still do that?
I'm glad I'm not alone. All right, sorry, that was a side note. Moving on.
Jimmy G, our number one quarterback on our first thirst list. Drew Lock, Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams. These are all huge names. Mostert, Will Fuller, they'll all be out for multiple weeks. Not really sure how long. I think some of them are like 4 or 6 weeks. Chargers quarterback Tyrod Taylor. His lung was punctured by a team doctor before Chiefs game while trying to administer a pain-killing injection. I can't even.
I'm at a loss. I don't know.
That guy's fired.
He may not be keeping that medical license. That's all I'm going to say. And in other Patriots news, prosecutors dropped charges against Patriots owner Robert Kraft in Florida. The solicitation case when a court ruled that the video that allegedly shows him paying for massage parlor sex cannot be used in the case. The only color that matters is green. That's all I'm going to say. It's bullshit. Anyways, in more somber news, the Chicago Bears legendary running back Gale Sayers passed away this week at the age of 77. Gale was outstanding. And if you haven't had a chance to yet, look up some clips of him. The man was classic NFL. Great running back. Good guy. And we're going to move on.
If you want to get your 2 cents in, call us at 802-328-1867. Have we gotten any calls or texts?
Nothing
or
yet.
Or anything
Come on, guys.
That?
What the hell, guys? You can text.
Hell?
No, nobody uses phones anymore, so you can text us. It's fine. We are all about that.
Yeah. I text all day.
And don't forget, we have ladiesofdarkness.com. You can always do that.
Oh, yeah. We have a website and everything.
Okay. All right, now it's time for the Heidi game.
It's raining man. Hallelujah, it's raining man. Amen, it's raining man.
And now it's time for a new Heidi game. Heidi, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me back again.
So we won a game.
Yes, we did. We've won 2 now.
2 whole games. It's so exciting.
It is. And although I had predicted a Raiders win, I have to admit I was still pleasantly surprised.
I was really torn because I want our team to win all the time, but that one was going to be a tough one. And we knew that going in. So it was really impressive.
Yes, that first quarter I was shutting down, and you probably didn't see me, but I was in a near fetal ball position. And fortunately, I was able to come out of that soon enough.
I think we were all running for the Razors at that point. But second quarter came around.
Yes. Carr woke up. Defense woke up. And then we struck.
So what do you have for us today for the Heidi game?
Got a couple things for you today for the Heidi game. The first thing I wanted to tell you about is one of our amazing players. You may have heard of him before. He is known as the Condor. Yes, Max Crosby. And what I'm going to tell you about, I don't want to tell you about anything he did on the field because, well, he hasn't done much on the field yet either. But he will. Wanted to tell you about something that he did this week, though. On Tuesday, Godin Ford, I believe that's in Las Vegas, hosted the first ever drive-through meet and greet with Crosby to benefit the nonprofit Noah's Animal House. Now, what's Noah's Animal House, you ask? Well, they provide shelter for animals of people who are in domestic violence situations so that their pets can be cared for and they're getting out of those domestic violence situations. And that way, once they get stabilized, their beloved fur children can come back to them.
I can't even explain how important that is because one of the great joys in life as pet owners, you and I both know this, is having your pet, your fur baby, your child there for you whenever you need them. And I can't imagine being in a situation like that and also having to give up my pet. That would be heart-wrenching.
Yes, and also with the fires that have been happening, a lot of times people aren't wanting to evacuate because they can't bring their pet into a shelter. So it's something that's very important. But anyways, on Tuesday night, the guests drove through the parking lot and they brought pet supply donations. You know, treats, food, stuff like that. And for their donation, Crosby autographed a picture for them for free and had a socially distanced selfie.
That's really awesome. I picture a guy in the foreground who's probably like, say 5'10" or so, and then this big dude 6 feet behind him in the picture, looming large, looking like he's about to attack him like a Sasquatch.
That would be funny. But what Max said about it was, me being a dog guy, I felt like it was only right. I've got 3 dogs of mine. I got 2 rescues. So teaming up with them seems like a perfect fit. So we're out here doing it for a great cause, and we're excited to raise some awareness. Pretty cool, Max. I guess I'll make you my lady killer this week.
That is definitely worthy of lady killer.
Agreed. And the other thing I just wanted to talk about was some of the keys to us winning the game against the Patriots.
Okay, I can't wait for this because Jenny and I were struggling. And I need to hear what you have to say about it because I need some sort of sanity. I'm insane right now.
You're always insane, honey. Well, the first thing is they have a big injury that they are worried about. Their center, sometime either last game or this week at some point, David Andrews, he broke his thumb. Now, he is the Mike of the offensive line. He's the one that reads the protections, calls out the protections to the line, and it's already bad enough that him and Cam had a shortened preseason to gel, but now Cam might have to end up trying to gel with a completely different center, and that could be a weakness for them. Now, we also have some people out. That's a concern.
But I got to say, if Rodney was out, I would be worried. Trent's out, and I think Good did a pretty damn good job last week. And we have a rookie, John Simpson, that for a rookie who's never started an NFL game, who's had his ass ridden by Gruden all off season, I think he did a damn good job. So I'd be concerned.
Yes, definitely. So I'm not that worried about Brown because Good did a great job. Simpson did a great job. We still have Gabe Jackson. Richie Incognito, of course, is out for at least 3 weeks. So let's hope we're okay. And then, of course, Nick Kwiatkowski is also out.
But we still have Colton Miller. By the way, where's Derwin James?
He would be on injured reserve.
Again.
Anyways, they have actually looked pretty good. The Patriots have looked pretty good. Cam Newton has looked pretty good. So one of the keys to the game, I think, is to hit Cam early. The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. Al Davis. I think that's going to be a big key. Get to Cam, get to him early. One of the other things is to contain a couple of people. Chase Winovich, he is the defensive end for the Patriots. Him and a young man named Kyle Duggar. They combined for a sack last week. Winovich is still getting used to being a three-down player because he used to primarily be a pass rush specialist. But the young man that he combined with, Kyle Duggar, he is a rookie. He's a safety. He was a Division II player. He is a hard hitter. In only his second NFL game last week, he had 6 tackles and half a sack. He's smart, he's versatile, and athletic. Now, you might not recognize his name now, but I think later on down the road, later on in the year or next year, you're going to recognize that name.
Okay, just to confirm, he is not one of the 20 and counting, right?
No, he's not.
Okay, good.
Okay. And, of course, another big key for the Patriots is going to be James White. He will likely be out for the game. Unfortunately, all of our thoughts go out to him upon the death of his father and the serious injury of his mother. But he has been absent from practice all week, and he's not expected to play. You know, it's a horrible advantage to have, but we do have it.
Well, he needs to be with his family. That's where he needs to be. And I wouldn't expect him to step up and play. I wouldn't expect anybody to. That's got to be devastating.
Yeah. But speaking of the running game, we need to get ours established early. Yes. So feed Josh Jacobs, feed him well.
Yes.
And then I think another key is going to be establishing a wide receiver as a threat downfield. Zay Jones runs very fast. Very fast.
That he does.
And Brian Edwards can outmuscle any 50-50 ball. So either one of them would be capable of establishing downfield and opening it up underneath for us, which is exactly what Henry Rigg's presence did last week. He only had one catch for 4 yards, but him just being in the game was huge.
Well, and if you notice, the one time that he would have ripped a ball and gone straight to the end zone, they had to grab him. They pass interference immediately because they pulled him back so he couldn't catch that ball. But he would have had that and he would have ran all the way down. And I think that's what teams are scared of. So that is definitely a disadvantage for us. But I think you're spot on with everything right there.
Yeah, so that really about wraps it up. I'm going to make this another short one. But the keys, hit Cam, hit him early, hit him hard, get our run established, and get some kind of a downfield threat established.
All right, Raiders, you better be listening.
But yeah, so that's what I see happening, and I am anxiously awaiting tomorrow.
Ouch. So, real quick, do you want to give us a win or loss?
Well, I will just give you the win that I gave us on the Only Nation podcast. Raiders 27, Patriots 21.
I like it. All right, Heidi. Well, thank you again, as always, for joining us. You're amazing. You're fantastic. Where can we find you?
You can find me on the Only Nation podcast, and you can find me as Kevlar Prom Dress on Twitter or Instagram. And on Facebook, I'm simply Heidi Stabbert. Don't respond to friend requests all that fast, but if you ask, I might eventually get around to adding you.
You got too many hoes coming at you, don't you?
I do.
All the time.
I do.
All right. Thanks, Heidi.
All right.
We'll have you back next week.
All right. I'll see you then.
And always, you can catch Heidi on the Only Nation podcast. So let's hit that silver and black throwback.
The CMPM presents the Ladies of Darkness podcast. It's time to go back to the good old days. Hit that silver and black throwback. Chill. You're listening to a Crow's Nest Podcast Network production. Raider Nation. All Raiders. All the time. Tune in wherever podcasts are found.
All right, so we have a few of them that we're going to cover this week, but there's only one that I want to talk about that mattered. On September 21st, 2020, the Las Vegas Raiders inaugurate their brand new stadium in the best way possible with a win over the Saints. The Raiders are the only team in history to be 3-0 in their first game after relocation. Boom! It's going to be a while before any other team can match that. We move a lot. That's all I'm saying.
3-0. Hold on.
Yeah.
3-0?
Every time we've moved.
Oh, okay. I was like, we haven't had 3 games yet.
No, every time we move, we win our first home game.
Very good.
It's pretty stinking amazing.
That's awesome. Well, we're pretty stinking amazing.
Always, no matter what year it is. All right, let's do our lady killer.
Who's that lady killer?
Jenny.
Yo. So I bet you can't guess who my lady killer is this week.
Why don't you tell us?
Because y'all are trying to tell me that it's Derek Carr. Well,
Shut your
y'all are
mouth.
wrong.
I'm just talking
Shut
about
your
who?
mouth. Nah, I was mad at Derek Carr, so whatever. I'm going with my man Darren Waller.
Mr. Baller.
He's my lady killer this week. He's always a lady killer in my book. He had 12 receptions for 103 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 8.6 yards per reception. He is an amazing, amazing man, and I'm glad to have him on our team and my
He's
fantasy
a bad,
team.
bad man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that sounded very sexual.
I'm not saying it was intended that way, but I'm not saying it wasn't. Anyways, I guess you will. I bet you will never guess who my lady killer is. My lady killer this week is... Dun, da, da, da. My lady killer this week is Hunter Renfrow. Why, you may ask?
Aww.
Is it because he had 3 receptions on 3 targets? No, it's not.
It might be.
Is it because he ran for 37 yards? No, it's not.
Could it be?
Is it because he was a beast and blocked Cam Jordan all day long? That's it. That is it.
I bet that's it.
That man who weighs 150 pounds, soaking wet with boots on. He was blocking Cam Jordan, one of the best defensive ends in the league, all day long like a champ. You go back and look at some of these plays that he was in for blocking. They had, it was 7 or 8 men up front. I don't remember, but there were several packages where he was lined up in basically tight end position. And they had a couple of times they had Darren Waller in the slot. A couple of times they had, I think Zay Jones out there. There was one with Nelson Aguilar out there, but he was throwing blocks like Rodney Hudson. It was freaking awesome to watch him. And that is a man who can be on my team any day of the week. That's a man who has no regard for his body, and he loves this game. So kaboom.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Renfrow, you are my lady killer this week.
Third and Renfrow. I'm excited to see what happens with him this year.
Me too.
Or what he does.
You know, he's clutch, man. He's clutch.
Yeah.
Not too bad. 12 yards per attempt.
Don't forget that.
Or per reception. 12 yards per reception. He's 100% on his receiving. He never drops a ball.
100% perception.
100% reception rate. I'm not going to say he never drops a ball. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say he never drops a ball, but he didn't drop a damn ball. Not in that game, no.
No.
All right. Let's move on to Seriously, Bro. Because we got to do it.
You know, we all have our moments. Some of them earn a place on our wall of shame. Seriously, bro.
All right, guys. So we already talked about this a little bit, but we have to seriously bro it.
Seriously, bro.
Seriously, bro. We're seriously broing Gruden for hiding his COVID from everyone and then getting fined for not properly wearing a mask. He wore it. Yeah, he had it. He wore it.
His chin was very well protected.
Yes, and his Adam's apple. And we are also seriously broing the NFL for doing their best to recoup lost income for overcharging for masks.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. You can charge somebody $10,000. I realize you don't think that's going to hurt them in the pocketbook, but it makes a statement. I get it. You want people to be safe. Cool. Great. $350,000 a game? That's extortion. I don't care what you're doing with that money. I don't care where it goes. That's ridiculous. Seriously, bro.
Seriously, bro.
And Gruden, seriously, bro. What? I don't know. At this point, I wouldn't have even said it. I think the only reason he did say it was because he was trying to drive home the point that he probably doesn't need to wear a mask.
Yeah. Or maybe he just said it to make a point and it wasn't true.
I don't put that past Gruden.
Yo, I had that shit back in July. I went out to dinner. I went to Target every day. I didn't give anyone anything.
All you motherfuckers. Yeah.
Now the CDC will be knocking at his door.
Contact trace him like nobody. Nobody else ever before in the history of contact tracing. Anyways, that's right.
That's what you get,
Gru. All your fault, brah. All right. Well, I guess we can wrap it up now.
Okay. Thanks for joining us on Ladies of Darkness, a Crow's Nest Podcast Network production. If you're interested in donating some money to keep the ladies in the dark, please do so. Our PayPal link will be up on all of our social media accounts.
And coming soon, more of us, more Raiders, hopefully more wins. Make sure you subscribe to us in whatever your favorite podcast app is. You'll get a little notification. It's kind of fantastic. And please give us a call. We have told you so many times before how much we love to hear from you guys. If for some reason you've called us and I didn't get a notification from Google, because sometimes Google sucks, please text me or message the Ladies of Darkness, message me personally on Twitter. I don't care. Do it. I'm there. I'm all for it. We are here for you, bros and sisses. We're family.
Hell yeah. Sisses, I hate that word.
It doesn't sound as cool as bro, does it? Bros
and ladies.
That's a good one.
I get called the bro of my office because I'm the only one there that likes sports. So they call me the bro of the office.
Nothing wrong with that. That's why I love you.
No.
And keep an eye out on all of our social media pages. We do have a current contest going. If you can guess our number one tight ends on the tight end thirst list, we're going to send you out a prize. So make sure you get in on that.
Yay.
We already do have one guess from one of our favorites, Shorty. You are seriously our favorite. We love you. Love you, bro. At Just 4 Kicks, Mr. Shorty himself. He was our first contest winner, wasn't he? He was. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. Anyways, thanks for joining us, of course. And I'm nervous. But It's going to be
You'll
okay. I'm going to have to drink. It's at 9 in the morning.
We got this. It's afternoon here, so I'm good. I'm good to go. Not that would stop me.
But, yeah. Anyways. All right. Thanks, guys. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.